When it comes to Cuba and the Cuban Five, there has not been a moment that Brother Zafar Bangash has said no, with all the responsibility that he has towards the Muslim community here in North America, and I must say all the way to Africa. One day, the gusanos, the worms, were planning to have a rally against Cuba in front of the US consulate a few years back. And when I asked Brother Zafar Bangash to take part, he was there with us. This past June, when we had rally, a picket line in front of the Global News, Brother Zafar Bangash was there along with his friends. I don't know how much to say, but I wish one day you all could go to Islamic Society of York region, where they bring George Galloway, a fighter for Palestinian rights, a good friend of Cuba, I must say Fidel Castro, and take part in those activities that he helps to organize. Please, without further ado, welcome Brother Zafar.
Thank you very much, Brother Murtaza, for that very generous introduction. I was afraid you might go on and embarrass me, but I'm glad that you stopped short, and although it was too much. The Honorable Consul Generals of Cuba, as well as the Bolivarian Revolution friends, I also extend to you our Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum. I extend to you greetings of peace. It's a great honor for me to stand in solidarity with the people of Cuba, and particularly the Cuban Five, whom 3 of them are still in prison 16 years after they were arrested in the United States. I'm sure you know the Senate report that was released yesterday, 6,700 pages, of which about 500 pages were released. And what we had been saying for years and years has in fact now been confirmed by the US Senate itself, that the US government, the CIA and their agencies have been involved in torturing innocent people, killing them, and perpetrating all kinds of horrible crimes against them. In fact, I recall back in the year 2006, when Bush and George Tenet, etc. were interviewed, and they kept on repeating, we don't do torture, we don't do torture. America doesn't do torture, it's against our core values. Well, here is your own Senate that has just confirmed that you have been torturing people, that you call it by other names, you call it enhanced interrogation techniques. That doesn't change the fact that you were torturing people. The very fact that you've been holding the Cuban Five for so long is a form of torture. On Guantanamo Bay, again incidentally, an illegally occupied island that belongs to Cuba, illegally occupied by the United States, not paying a single penny of rent. The Cuban government doesn't want them there. They've held more than 700 people there, and still there are at least 143 people over there. As we commemorate this International Human Rights Day, I also want to draw your attention to the fact that there are many other countries in the world, so-called allies of the United States, that are involved in horrible crimes against their people. For instance, this medieval monarchy in Saudi Arabia has got 30,000 political prisoners. They are the ones that have instigated these monsters like Al-Qaeda, and now ISIS, they call them. We don't even refer to them as ISIS, we refer to them as Takfiris. It's a medieval mindset that condemns anybody who doesn't think like them. They think that they are therefore liable to kill them. That's the kind of horrors that they are perpetrating. And of course the United States is involved with them. The Zionist regime in Palestine is involved with them. Let's be very clear about it. In fact, the UN confirmed only 2 days ago, there was a story in Haaretz newspaper on Sunday which said that Israel is actively involved in supporting these terrorists in Syria. And these are the kinds of things that we are confronted with. So I come to you as a Muslim friend, and I hope and pray, as Murtaza said, that one day you will come to our center and you will see the feelings of solidarity that our community expresses towards all oppressed people. You know, this morning we heard the news that, as Hussein said, a young boy was killed in the West Bank, And then there was also a Palestinian leader, Ziad Abu al-Aid, who was killed this morning in Palestine. The list is endless. In fact, we can go on and on talking about the number of murders that have been perpetrated, the tens of thousands of people that have been imprisoned and being tortured, and it goes on even as we speak. But I think what we have to do is that we must always stand up for truth and justice and never submit to the tyranny of these oppressive powers. You know, there are many countries in the world that I cannot enter, including the United States, Saudi Arabia, and I think the list goes on. And that's because when you speak truth to power, this is what happens. But I tell you, the world is now recognizing the evil nature of the American system and the American establishment and of their allies around the world. And people are getting smarter and they are becoming aware. And I think we need to keep this pressure building. We need to keep building bridges with each other and with other communities so that together we can bring an end to these injustices in the world and we can have a world in which people will live in peace and harmony. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to speak to you, and I hope and pray, inshallah, the day will be coming soon when we'll have the other 3 members of the Cuban 5 also released, as well as the tens of thousands of people that are languishing all over prisons in the world. Remember, Nelson Mandela, I was in South Africa only a week ago. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but he did not give up. He had a vision, he had a mission, and he walked free after 27 years, bringing remarkable change to South Africa. And I think this is the hope that we can look forward to. And this is the vision that we can look forward to, that one day we would have a world where there would be less violence, there would be less tyranny, there would be less oppression, and that all people would be able to live in peace and harmony with each other. Thank you very much. May God bless you.